right, guys, let's do this. What up? It's JoJo on the radio. This is the iHeartRadio countdown. And I absolutely love this girl. Talk about, you're on a roll, Ava Max. How are you? How you been? Where are you?
Thank you. First off, I'm at home in LA and just chilling. You know, what can you do?
Every time I talk with you via Zoom, I'm always, I guess, overly aware of the artwork behind you. What's the poster? What is that behind you?
This is my latest piece. No, actually, I'm at my permanent residence right now because I think last few times I've been like either at my mom's house or rental or our Airbnb. I almost said R&B. I can't. No, Airbnb. But yeah, this is Marilyn Monroe. I think, yeah, it's like a photograph. Yeah.
Yes, I think that last time I saw you, it was at the picture at your mom's house really caught my eye. If your mom ever gets rid of that, let me know.
Oh my gosh, she hasn't for years. I've seen that since I was like 8 years old.
Oh my God. Hey, when do you think, here's one thing I'll just drop in real quick. When do you think in-person interviews are coming back? Because I can't wait to have you back in the studio. We can, get crazy and throw crap at each other or whatever. When do you think that's going to happen? Like a year from now?
Can I just say this fall, summer, fall. Let's just say summer, fall. I'm just putting it out there.
Love it. We've talked over the last couple of months through the pandemic. This has been such a bizarre time. Mm-hmm. I assume you're feeling, a little more optimistic now. You like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like the beginning of quarantine was a little depressing.
Right.
But we thought the world was ending, really. But no, I think we're good now. I think we're heading towards, I see the light. I see it.
Are you going to get the vaccine when it's your turn? I know you got a ways to go, obviously. We're young. You're younger than me, but are you going to get the shot?
I'm in no rush right now. I think in general, everyone who wants to get it should get it, right? So, yeah, I'm in no rush right now.
All right. We're going to talk music and stuff like that because I think that's the first time I've asked someone on the countdown if they're going to get a shot. So that's a point for me on that one.
No, I love it. We're talking vaccinations are like the new, oh, you grabbing a drink tonight? Hey, are you grabbing a vaccine tonight?
Let's do some shots. Yeah, and a vaccine. It'd be great.
Vaccine party.
Yay. All right.
So awkward.
Right? Oh, good Lord. The album, which came out last year, Ava, I believe it was September 2020, Heaven and Hell. This a big moment in your career for people who haven't, gone through the album. Talk about this album a little bit. What do people need to know, in particular, like I said, for those who haven't gone through it?
This album, Heaven and Hell, my debut album, was really just about the roller coaster that is life. We see the highs, the lows. I feel like when we're living, it's like, and obviously when you're dead, you don't feel anything. When you're living.
Well, I'm into the paranormal. You never know. So
I know. I guess they're feeling stuff too. But I think it's just all about the roller coaster of life, like our relationships, our careers, things we go through. It really shows you it all, really, like how to be stronger, how to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Are you planning any sort of twist on the album, like a deluxe or anything like that? Or are you just on to the next album at this point? Working on stuff.
It's a tough one because at this point, I have a lot of singles I want to put out. But my Head and My Heart video comes out, so I'm really excited about that first. Can't say any more, but definitely a lot of music.
All right, we'll get to all this stuff. Real quick on Kings and Queens, true or false? There were 10 different versions of that before you put Kings and Queens out. I don't know why I find that fascinating, but is that true?
Yes, it does happen to everything. But Sweet But Psycho had like 10 different versions. Kings and Queens had like 10 different versions. We're really not satisfied until the final product, until everyone's like, oh my God, I work with Circuit, executive producer of that album, and he produces it all. And he's also a crazy perfectionist, a little bit more than I am actually. So, it's even worse because he's like, we can do it better. And then I'm over here like, you're right, we can do it better. So I think we just go through so many different processes that it's kind of stressful a little bit during it because we're like, when are we going to get to the finish line? But you feel it when it's the final song mix.
Being such a perfectionist, which is a good thing, obviously. But I guess there's a downside to it as well. You can go crazy. But I was talking to one of the guys of Coldplay, and I forget which member. It wasn't Chris, but he said that after they release a song, he can't, it's tough for him to listen back to it because he keeps thinking, I should have changed this or I should have changed that. It's kind of makes him a little similar with you, or can you just, once it's done, it's done?
You know, it's funny. I feel his pain. When the song is out, I'm like, oh, maybe the bridge should have been a little bit louder, or maybe the bass could have been a little bit stronger. You know, it always, but you can't, now perfection doesn't exist. And I think
Fair
we
point.
try to get close to it, but yeah.
Do what you do. All right. Probably an impossible question to answer. As a writer, speaking to your writer side, what is your favorite lyric you have ever written? I know that's a rough one.
Ooh. Okay. Don't you know that I'm stronger? That one. Because I feel like it just hits. Like the melody, obviously, too. But the lyrics, I don't know. Like I always feel like that when someone gets on my nerves. I'm like, don't you know that I'm stronger than this? Like I'm gonna make it through this.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right,
So
Ava
simple,
Max
right? But
is like, when you wrote it, like, did you know right off when it first, when you pen to paper, or maybe you're typing, I don't know. Did you know, oh my God, this is going to stick. There's something about this. It was special from that moment.
100%. I knew it. I felt like, okay, this is getting to me. It's giving me goosebumps, and I'm the artist, which I usually don't get goosebumps off my own voice. It's really, really weird and rare. So I was like, okay, I think it's good.
It's working for sure. We can't tour yet, Ava. Obviously, we're talking about thinking positive towards the end of the year, and certainly 22. But I'm told you are actually in the process of at least working on tour ideas or tour concepts. If so, what can you give me some of that?
Obviously, duality rules my world. It's going to be heaven, lightness, and then darkness falls, basically. It's going to be like the craziest, dark, theatrical, cinematic stuff you've ever seen on a live show.
Are you actually in talks for, like, are you throwing around potential dates? Like, hey, maybe December, I'm just throwing out random, December 4th or something. Is that kind of
I wish, but there's nothing yet. There's nothing.
I keep hoping somebody's gonna say yes, but I'll tell you what, when the whole thing lifts and it's time for tours again, it's gonna be the greatest time for artists like yourself and certainly fans, because everybody's gonna go on tour. It's gonna be amazing.
I'm so ready. This is gonna feel weird too, like traveling. I'm gonna be like with my little luggage. Like it'll be really. I'd be like, well, what? I have a luggage. Am I going somewhere?
Yeah. What are we doing here? Let's talk about this video first. The video's out. If you haven't seen it, must see. But what should people know?
So the video was shot in an old bank, which turned into a club. Then now is my music video set, because that club closed down because of the pandemic. But it was an old bank, which is so cool because there were vaults everywhere. I mean, I don't know if you catch that in the video, but there are vaults everywhere. It was pretty cool. The video also has me dancing a lot. I haven't danced that much in a video ever. I feel like Britney kind of almost back in the day, and I love it. Like I'm a Slave for You or Toxic. Like I really wanted to embody that early 2000s pop video, but also like, it's pretty sexy. I had to be a little vulnerable because, I wanted to embody that, the feeling, the emotion of the lyrics.
So check that video, you guys. Of course, I'm going to play the song in a few minutes. Let's do it. My Head, My Heart. What do people need to know?
So the song makes you dance, but it also makes you think about the relationship you're in, or what we're in, or a relationship you might be in, because it's a bit confusing, You're kind of torn in between your head and your heart, and I feel like a lot of people feel like this in every relationship.
What is the best performance? Not yours. I'll get to you in a moment. But what is the best performance you have ever seen? Perhaps life-changing. Give me one of those.
Beyonce, I think it was 2008, I think, or 2009, Beyonce at Staples Center. Whew.
What about that show?
I don't know how to explain it. It like changed my world. It was before 2008, I think. Yeah. No, I mean, it changed my world. Ever since I saw her on stage, I wanted to be exactly like her, but it's not possible because she's not human. But
there's that. Have you met Beyonce before?
No, I'd probably cry and I'd walk away because I'd be too terrified.
God, that'd be terrible. Maybe it's awful, right? Two-part question. Your personal best performance, like everything went right. It was amazing. And the flip of that, your absolute worst. Everything went straight to hell. Give me the best and the worst.
This is tough because I have a lot of best. I love a lot of my performances. Okay, so I'll start with the worst. The worst is B96 Chicago. It was good. No, it was a great show, except my top fell off.
Oh God. Oh God.
But my top was a two-part top. Two-part question, but this is a two-part top. Okay.
Got it. Perfect.
It was like a see-through top like this. And let's say this was like a chain, but imagine the chain falling off mid-set. So the chain fell off, but the top underneath was see-through. So all of a sudden I was dancing and I look and I'm like, I feel a little lighter than I did before because the chain was so heavy. And I look and I see the chain on the other side of the stage and I'm like, I was like, oh no, I'm like, my nipples, no. And I was like, I was like holding my breasts. I was like, oh, she's sweet but a psycho. So I was just like this the whole time.
Oh my God. The panic that must have shot through you. It must have been.
I just felt so embarrassed. I'm like, well, this sucks.
Oh my God. And I assume that, did you
Were
catch all kind of.
Yes. You assume that there were kids there? Yes.
Oh my God. I can only imagine the social network hits at that point. Joe, Jesus. All right. Well, glad that's over with. No more chain tops. You're the best performance. Give me that one.
Oh, okay. So I have a lot, but I really love some of the performances I just did virtually right now. And one is for Jimmy Kimmel that is coming out tomorrow or has already come out, right?
Right.
One is for Jimmy Kimmel. And it's the new one for My Head and My Heart. And I'm in a cage. It's really cool.
Oh, all right. Well, check that out. Oh, when I was doing my research, because I was going through all your videos and whatnot, and I saw the one you did for Rolling Stone, just you on a couch in I think your house. It was just, yeah. I mean, your vocals are, forget about it. It's crazy.
Oh, thank you, Judge. Thank you.
Seriously. Ava, last time I talked with you, I think you told me you hadn't, basically ventured out of your house, to go to a restaurant to dine out. You've been cooking everything in-house. Mm-hmm. Since they've loosened things up in LA a little bit, have you gone out to eat? You grabbed some grub? Have you moved? Have you walked outside?
I have. Obviously, I keep the mask on when I should, but they have lifted it. So I am eating out at restaurants, social distancing. Yes.
What was the first place you went? Like, for example, I had to get some Italian food and I jumped into some sushi, right off. What'd you run to?
I think Redo, Mexican food. Redo.
Oh,
it's
good
so
Lord.
It's so good.
I will never take for granted just going to get a drink and getting some food.
I know what happened being at the bar. Hey, can I get a glass of wine? Oh no, that doesn't exist because you can't get near people
now. Ava Max hanging out. Ava, what album? Just curious. What album changed your life? For me, it was Thriller. Michael Jackson just floored me. For you, what would that be?
Mariah Carey, Butterfly. But I do love, I love everything Mariah's put out. So it's a tough one. She was, she's the artist of a decade. So Mariah in general, but Mariah, Butterfly, yeah.
Do you recall the moment you bought it? I'll leave it at that. What was it again?
My uncle gave it to me.
Wait, it was an actual CD?
Yes, it was. Yeah. You know what I miss? Seeing all my CDs in the folder, the CD booklet.
I love that too. I mean, some of the younger ones, I'm gonna sound like 100, right? Some of the younger kiddos, you're missing out. Get you some CD, get some vinyl. All my vinyl's coming back. Ava, you met a lot of people. You work with a lot of people. Have you ever been starstruck?
I think this is really funny. I don't know if I've ever said this. Okay. So I was at Wembley Stadium performing in front of like 80,000 people with like a bunch of people, Jonas Brothers, Mark Ronson, Khalid, like a lot of people. And in comes in the hallway, I'm like doing my steamer and my warm-ups in my dressing room. I step out for a second just to get some like hallway fresh air. Yeah, right. And I step out into the hallway. In comes the Jonas Brothers, but it looked like there was wind on that. And they were like walking in slow-mo, it looked like. And I was like, am I like on drugs right now? Like, why are they looking like they're walking in slow-mo? It was like a surreal moment, but I felt starstruck because I've never met the Jonas Brothers. And so it was like I was like, I grew up with the Jonas Brothers. Right. And so it was a long hallway and they were like, and they had that face on, like they were in a music video. And I was like, this is weird. Is this real? And then my mom was like, oh my God. My mom was like, the Jonas Brothers. And I was like, hey. And then they're like, hey, what's up? You're great. And then I'm just like, oh my God, they think I'm great. So that was really cool.
You're a big Jonas Brothers fan, obviously. let me
Uh-huh.
tell you something this will either make you jealous of me or you'll be embarrassed for me. But tell me, okay, Nick Jonas comes in once, does the radio show. And we go to take some promo pics after, like we do, or like we used to do, before the pandemic. And I said, Nick, let's do something different. What can we do? He goes, how about you get on my back?
Oh,
And I'll do some push-ups. I'm like, oh, great idea, because he's super bulk. He's So he gets on the ground in push-up stance, and I have been ridiculed for this for a couple of years now. Apparently, I should have sat on his back like side saddle, but I rode him like a pony.
so
I rode Nick Jonas. I guess that's what I'm getting to. So
I mean, that honestly, I'm pretty jealous right now. That's pretty epic.
how should I have ridden? Did I not do it correctly? What else? People have given me absolute hell over that.
You did it correctly. This reminds me of when Diplo sat on my lap at the VMAs randomly, and I was like, oh hey. But we did go to Jamaica once with Circuit, the executive producer. He invited us to Jamaica, and we were just in Jamaica with Diplo for a few days. That was really memorable. But I guess he remembered me because it was a while back, and he sat on my lap at the VMAs. It was pretty awesome.
What are you gonna do? What are your goals for 2021? What do we hope happens?
What are my goals? My goals. What kind of goals do we set in the pandemic?
I don't know. I've talked to, do you know Segala, the DJ Segala?
Yeah.
He told me his goal is just to do one live show. Just
I know.
One.
I just want to do one or a few or all that.
Hopefully so. This year's looking much better than last. That's for sure. What is the weirdest place? Your fans love you. They love you sometimes, but every now and then they get a little extra. What's the weirdest place you've been asked for a selfie?
In a bathroom, in a public restroom.
Wow.
When I was in London, and I was, where was I? I was at a pub, and I was peeing, and then I hear a knock, and then I open it, and then I open the door, and I was about to go wash my hands, and she's like, no. And she taps me again on my shoulder. I'm like, oh, hi. And at this point I was a little tipsy because I had a couple glasses of wine, and I was like, whoa, okay, let's do a picture. She wanted a picture. And of course I took a picture.
Oh my God. I've heard, several stories of bathroom selfies and whatnot, but rarely does it include a knock on the stall door. It
was a knock, and I think she was drunk, and I had a couple glasses too. So I just did it. Why not?
Why not? There you go. Quick recap. My Head, My Heart. It's out. Of course. Yeah, you should be all over this track. A video is out. Check the video. Album, Heaven and Hell. It's been out since September. Of course, if you're not on that, you're a bad person if you're not all over that. What am I forgetting to ask you, Ava?
This is all great. It's all really great. I feel like you asked me everything, so I don't know.
I get an A+ for this little thing.
Exactly.
All right, Ava, thank you for hanging out. At the end of every interview, fist bump to make it official. Tap that can, please. Boom!
Yes. Thank you, JoJo.